Why are mukbangs a bad idea? Before I begin, I want to introduce myself. My name is Jessica, and I engage in conversations about weight loss, weight-related disease, education, and how to achieve weight loss in an affordable way that honors our way of living. And right now I'm in my kitchen. I am prepping for the week because when it comes to my journey in keeping my weight steady or observing weight loss, prepping meals have an advantage in that it keeps the week more achievable in terms of how I can remain on a calorie deficit and at the same time be able to just grab a meal and eat it. So why am I talking about buying mukbangs? And if you don't know what they are, they were very, very popular actually 10 years ago for sure, where a person would actually eat large amounts of food in front of the camera. Now, even before that, there was a community, I think it was in Korean, and please, if you want to know the history of mukbanging, there are a lot of competent and YouTubers who actually discuss this, and they do the research, and they're amazing in terms of giving you a really wholehearted education about what they are. So they originated in Korea, and it was basically to engage with other people that were alone, the people that live alone and were alone. You would engage through eating. In terms of conversation, of look what I'm having, and this is really enjoyable, and things like that. At that time, it was mainly to share a meal, and not necessarily the meals were large. However, it just became more about how large the amount of foods you can take. Obviously, Nikokari avocado, and there's a lot of Foodie Beauty and all these other people who started to do a lot of mukbangs. Now, in terms of my opinion, which is what I want to share here, is especially someone that has a history of ED and binge eating disorder, is that when it comes to those types of things, obviously having an eating disorder does not bode well for you to engage in that. But what I want to add or reflect upon, because I have a little secret in terms of that, I used to watch people binge, especially while going through recovery, or while going through my periods. Why? Because it feels a need of either you do it or you watch it, which is not healthy at all. I want to make sure that you're aware that it is not healthy to either watch if you have an eating disorder or engage in that sort of behavior. I think what I want to highlight in terms of our discussion today is how important it is to engage yourself into your own restriction of consuming media. And not only that, and also to mediate how do you restrict yourself, and I don't want to use the word restrict, but you have enough of a support in order for you not to binge, right? Because they will happen, and they always do, and they get less as you recover. But it's so important to instead of ignoring it or being, you know, getting yourself into a position where you don't engage with your food and not say to yourself, I'm gonna have to strategize how I want my life to look like, is that piece of how does food management mean to you? Because at the end of the day, that is what is important. For I said, I am right now in my kitchen. I am meal prepping so I can avoid the part of where I, you know, very stressful Tuesday, Wednesday night when I'm dealing with the kids and work. How do I manage my day? Well, I spend Sunday figuring out how to make sure everybody and everything is ready for me to be able to how I'm able to manage the week. Now, I do want to make sure that I am acknowledging that what I am saying comes from a privileged position, because I have a job that has a schedule. My kids, I have a good schedule with them, and I'm able to strategize. I have enough in my life to be able to strategize all this. So I don't want to diminish how hard that is. But what I do want to point out is doing the best we can when we have time is so important, and being able to acknowledge that at some points it is not possible, but we can, and we can do other things like, you know, prepared meals already, or things that can help us through this, because not every week also looks the same. Having said that, I do want to acknowledge that in my own personal journey right now, I am not observing anything, because I'm going very hard on this in terms of, let me explain, is that about a few, you know, so coming back from Peru, I was only 10 pounds away from my goal, and all of a sudden I got this in a place, because I wasn't doing what I scheduled. I got to this place where I became a little dysregulated, and now that I am actually 18 pounds away, because I have gained, I am finding it hard to reconcile what happens now when I achieve my goal. So in that endeavor, I have had to take a pause as to how I'm approaching my nutrition, and not only that, how am I going to move forward, because the calorie counting right now doesn't seem to be working for me, because it's not happening in terms of, again, what I'm cooking. I'm not really counting. I'm not as exact as I used to be, and things like that. And whether do I want that in my life now? And it seems like I don't. And so that's why I wanted to talk about mukbangs, because mukbangs do not help. I think as a collective, we really should not be watching. Now, again, take this as an opinion base, because of the fact that I think that mukbanging is on its way out anyway. But I think themselves are harmful, and they do have an impact into our lives, and maybe, just maybe, what we need to do is support each other through these things, and sort of make sure that the things that we embrace things that are more sensible in terms of if we are eating in front of someone, maybe the meal should be, you know, less of a sensationalist meal. Does that make sense? I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on Wednesday.